Double O.
Champion.
Yes, sir, man. We're back in this piece.
Oh, yeah.
Stagnation, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Brazen.
And your boy Double O.
Hey, listen, bro. This one is a bit of a different episode, right? I just want to have a conversation. It's really what I want to do right here. Here's the deal. For the longest of time, right? And I think that I want to lay this in slowly because I don't want to bring confusion, because once we start going, this can get confusing. Okay.
Oh, you said you wanted to have a conversation. I was thinking you were about to throw some punches.
Hey, listen, man.
Lay it on them softly.
By the time this conversation is over, okay, there's definitely going to be a few. I don't know how Vitalik might be feeling after this, because we're definitely about to drop a few of them on him, man. Here's the thing. Ever since we've been in the cryptocurrency space, right? One of the things that we've been hearing over and over is this idea that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin. Okay? Yep. Keep that in mind. Now, the second piece that we need to keep in mind before we have this conversation is the fact that the whole reason we're having this Bitcoin and blockchain and cryptocurrency craze is because we were all trying to solve a problem that we all agree we had, which is decentralization, right?
Centralization.
Which is centralization, with decentralization being the solution. Now, so we have Bitcoin that comes around, delivers on the promise, decentralization, and has the capabilities to deliver a lot more, right? So that was amazing. Proof of work as well.
Yes, sir.
Then we have Ethereum that comes after that. Proof of work as well, right?
Still proof of work.
Still proof of work to this day, right? And if you remember, one of the biggest talking points right now is that Bitcoin is horrible for the environment because proof of work mining consumes a lot of energy and this kills the environment. But we never hear anything about Ethereum's proof of work, right? Furthermore, right, we know that there's been this talk of Ethereum flipping Bitcoin one day. Dude. I wonder where that idea even came from.
As a matter of fact, we did a video about this maybe like 70, 80 videos ago.
Yeah,
because remember, I sold all my Bitcoin after the Bitcoin ETF, and I was going full on Ethereum. I've been on the other side.
Dude, listen, man.
Nope.
It was not a smart move, you know what I mean? But we live and we learn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Ultimately, we end with the victory. That's where we are. Now, here's the thing. For the longest of time, one of the key points that Ethereum used to make it seem like they were going to rise above Bitcoin was this idea that they were going to be going from proof of work to proof of stake, right? So proof of stake now is supposed to be a mechanism where you are able to have a consensus network without mining. Now you just have to stake a bunch of coins, which is why we are now having a bunch of money stock in 2.0, right? And then they're supposed to, that's supposed to serve as a form of decentralization. But there are a few things with this, right? And look, I'm not saying that nothing is possible. I'm just saying, let's look at the points on the board right now and see the reality and the possibilities of this thing happening and why this narrative keeps going on. For example, here, if we take a look here, all right, we will see that Ethereum, right, and you know what, let's just carry on here because I want to kind of, it makes me a little bit annoyed, right, with the way things are going. But here, check this out. So Ethereum is centralized. This article is from CoinNouns, by the way. And it says 2 mining pools control more than 50% of the hash rate. Now, granted, to be fair, right, this was written in 2019, but this is not too far away. And now there is, it's about 3 mining pools controlling all of the mining for Ethereum. We see Ethermin is one of those pools, and then we have Spark Pool coming at 27% with the Spark Pool, and Ethermin at 28%. Then there's a few others, but none of them have as much as that. This does not scream decentralization to me, right? Of course, you have people that would say, Bitcoin about more than 50% of Bitcoin is owned by a small amount of wallets, but these wallets are just holding the coins. They're not mining it. So we have this situation. Then we have the fact that these guys have been trying to move over to proof of stake for the longest of time and not delivering on that promise continuously. I would say this. Imagine if Elon said he was going to deliver a bunch of cars back in 2017, and we're now here and he still has not delivered those cars. How would that fly over?
You see how much that is on the news right now?
Exactly.
Oh, you said you're going to deliver the trucks. The trucks are not here yet. Oh, you said you're going to deliver the spider. The spider is not here yet. And folks are killing him right now on the media. That actually, you can see the impact on the price of Tesla.
And mind you, they're doing this. They're doing this while this man is winning, technically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so why does Ethereum get a pass? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, there is a lot to that. I would say number one here. Let me go ahead and share my wonderful screen. Is that if you read about it, you hear that Ethereum Foundation owns about $1.6 billion in their treasury assets of Ethereum, right? And guess who is in that foundation?
Oh, snap. Tell us, who is that?
I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that.
Well, let's see. Zoom in your screen. Do like a 100% or more on the zooming of your screen. Let's see.
Do that right there. Yeah, that does it. World Economic Forum. The board members. The members of the World Economic Forum.
That is insane. So this says, according to the World Economic Forum, right? Ethereum is a company with a CEO, and they themselves sit on the Ethereum Foundation's board. Members, hold up, members of the World Economic Forum sit on the Ethereum Foundation board.
Yes, these are the folks that actually funded the project at the beginning.
My guy, this is news to me. Interesting stuff. So according to this, the World Economic Forum is sitting on the board of the Ethereum Foundation, right? And let's see, what else do they say? Meaning that Ethereum is an asset that governments or powerful entities can place pressure on to exercise control. A helpful backdoor if you're planning something like the Great Reset globally. Hey.
Are you guys familiar with the Great Reset? Have you heard that in one or two places?
You can't say that doesn't make sense, because if you look at most of the times when leadership wants to do something extremely radical, part of it involves, I guess really the main weapon to battle the masses is to disable necessities, right? Things like money and so on and so forth.
Yep, water. Yep, and then you also read about the stakeholder capitalism, right? Stakeholders. Yes. What are the stakeholders in the WEF and Ethereum?
Dude, so I've heard this term. It's interesting because the World Economic Forum had to come out and kind of like say, hey, don't think about it that way. No, look, here's the thing. Society is smarter than these people think. That's what I believe. I think that we're in a point in time where technology is putting out so much information, and there's so many smart minds out there picking up all this information, that I do not think that a small group of people can any longer control the narrative and control people as they wish, because we can all now create our own media. That's what we're doing right now. We're doing this show and we're talking about these things because we want to also put out what the reality is and not just take on other people's narrative and not have a way to respond. Right. Yep. This is why they were able to effectively use things like CNN and whatever news media outlets to control the masses.
Wall Street Journal.
Exactly. Right.
CNBC.
So I don't know. When you look at all of these things, where Ethereum sits right now in the cryptocurrency space, right? Which, by the way, if for any reason Ethereum should fail, or like right now they're talking about doing the switch over to proof of stake. If anything was to go wrong with that, isn't that the whole crypto market? Because everything is almost built on Ethereum, NFTs and all of that good stuff. All of them are ERC20, no?
Before you jump to that topic, let's talk about one last thing before you jump to that topic. That is the consensus algorithm of Ethereum, right? How much Ethereum do you need to have to run an Ethereum node?
Oh, dude, I want to talk about this. Yes, you need I think it's about 32 Ethereum
How
right
many,
now.
how many retail investors have that kind of money to be able to do
Talk
that?
about barrier of entry, man. What happened to finance for all? Isn't that what
Isn't
this
it,
stuff is supposed to be about?
it's supposed to be for everybody, right?
Yeah, that does not
But
sound
with
like
Bitcoin, you can, anybody can
anybody,
run a
dude. You
node.
just need
There's
a
no
phone.
requirement of the amount of Bitcoin you must have to run a Bitcoin node,
Exactly.
right?
Everyone. So right there, man, that's a gate.
So now,
Yeah.
back to the topic that you just asked. What's going to happen? If Ethereum does not pass through this phase of Ethereum, well, not classic, but Ethereum that we have now to 2.0, which is coming in August, and almost every altcoin out there is built on Ethereum, it's going to be the usual. They will come up with some wonderful news. As you can see, all the power behind Ethereum to give a reason why maybe it failed, maybe it's been delayed, so on and so forth,
Absolutely.
And because Cardano has had every single opportunity to catch up with Ethereum, but Cardano does not have the big funds behind it like Ethereum does.
Well, here's the thing. I would say that Cardano does not have the product. Maybe. Because when you have the product, people will take action. They will gravitate towards it.
Yeah,
right?
True that.
Bitcoin is a product. It's not a promise. You can buy it and you can use it. Tesla is a product. You can buy it and use it. Ethereum, heck, it's a product for sure. Just needs to be registered instead of just running around here wild like this. Right? It's. You even see there, the World Economic Forum agrees that Ethereum is a company with a CEO. See, there's nothing about a CEO that is decentralized. So I don't know if that does not answer a question for anyone who is wondering about these things. And I don't know, because look, man, I think from an investment standpoint, it's great. We just need to regulate it. I'm totally cool with that. But to be comparing it to Bitcoin, something that elitists cannot control, something that brings you true financial freedom, right? And individual sovereignty from a financial standpoint as well. I do not see Ethereum ever flipping Bitcoin. I mean, like they can print a bunch of money and buy a bunch of it, but I think that only further proves the point.
Yeah, which is exactly what we're trying to educate the people out there about, is that there is cryptocurrencies, and then there is Bitcoin. And the solution that Bitcoin aims to, the problem that Bitcoin aims to solve is the problem that everybody has, every single living person on this planet, that is either middle class, lower middle class, poor, which is like 99% of everybody. That's what Bitcoin aims to solve. Is your money is your money, and no external factor should be able to influence the value of that money just by getting on the TV and saying, okay, I'm increasing interest rates tomorrow.
Exactly. Oh man, that's another one that
value, store of your value.
Yeah, it's like the god of value, right? Jerome Powell these days. Your dollar is garbage today. Oh, you know what? No, we'll go easy on you tomorrow, and then you wake up the next day and it's down again. Look, that is volatility on your dollar. People like to say you cannot use Bitcoin for transactions because it's volatile and so on and so forth. If you take a chart of Bitcoin, let's say over the past 5 years or so, right? And you put it next to a chart of the dollar, despite the volatility in Bitcoin, okay, despite the massive swings, you still see that your dollar is still steadily heading down. So I don't think stability is a coin that is slowly heading down compared to a coin that is moving up and down very fast. So I don't see what they mean. I think Bitcoin is a stable coin, stable enough compared to what we know. You see what I'm saying? And I think we'll only get more stable over time. Any final thoughts, sir?
The stability is gonna come once the institutional investors stop trading it the way they trade it right now. That's another big issue that we have.
Well, we know like this, like Australia has the spot ETFs coming. Fidelity is trying to roll into 401ks with that as well. I would imagine they will not be trading those all the time. So
you want to quickly tell the folks out there the difference between the spot ETF and the futures ETF, so that we can tell folks when the impact to Bitcoin is going to get stabilized.
I would say a spot ETF, right? A spot ETF is like, hey, I'm going to buy this vehicle from you, right? And if I give you the money, right, even if I don't have the vehicle in my presence, you have to have that vehicle sitting in your garage, right? So that at any point in time, you can prove that, hey, I have your money and I have a vehicle here to back that. If that vehicle goes down in value, okay, we all know it went down in value. If it goes up in value, we all know it goes down. But with a futures ETF, Jesus
with $1 billion
Christ,
back
man.
in it too.
Yeah. You're trading on, I don't know, it's speculation on speculation. Is that how you put it?
I thought you had the car, but
Yeah.
I just drew the car in my mind, and then I'm
Exactly.
paying you for the car. And
Yeah,
if the
and
value
tomorrow
of the car goes up.
Tomorrow the car might be up. The value of the car might be up. Tomorrow the value of the car. But then the question then is, why would you go through all of that when you can literally just buy the car and it's sitting right there?
That's the problem. They've been doing that with the current financial markets. That's what's
Yes.
screwing us up in the stock market right now.
Now, this is something that I just kind of thought about the other day, and maybe I'm wrong on this. So let me know in the comments if I'm pretty sure someone let me know if I'm wrong. But here's the thing. I know that when you look at gold futures, right, this has been very successful because, yes, gold is limited, but there is not really a fix. No one knows the exact amount of gold that exists, and there is more still being mined. So you could kind of like manipulate. Right now the value of gold is nowhere near where it's supposed to be. It's all speculation. No one knows.
Yeah, speculation. Yeah, manipulated
But
as well.
exactly. So, but with an asset that is fixed, we only know there's 21 million of them, and we only know people can buy it or sell it. So if you're trading a futures ETF that is outside of that, unless there are other people that are playing the game with you by moving their bitcoins to satisfy,
Changes,
exactly, right, to satisfy your trades, then I wonder how that is going to play out in the long term, right? Because one thing is for sure, the volume of bitcoins into the hands of retailers is only going to increase. The volume of bitcoin into institutions is only going to increase. So is that futures only going to work in one direction?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Double up.
Hey, it's been a wonderful conversation. How was those punches though?
Look, man,
Wasn't too bad, right?
It wasn't that
softly?
bad, man.
Yeah.
It was just like a light tap. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we just rolled in here like, full damage on Ethereum and all of that kind of stuff. We didn't do them like that. It was just a light conversation. And at the end of the day, I think it's good to know that Bitcoin is still doing what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
So there it is.
Despite all the attacks.
Hey, and it keeps going. And as long as it keeps going through these attacks, man, the better I feel about owning Bitcoin.
Yes, sir.
Until one day someone actually succeeds and, we'll all get rock pulled on Bitcoin, man. Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a beautiful one. Until next time, Brazen out.
Double O out.